I hope you had an excellent Thanksgiving. We're going to be looking at week 7 interesting topics because I have a love-hate relationship, for lack of a better way of putting it. Advertising in its traditional sense, in my opinion, doesn't do much, but we will discuss and debate it. And it's changing quickly where it might start doing more. And we're going to look at personal selling or direct marketing. Advertising became a very discussed topic about 10 years ago when AMC came out with a series called Mad Men depicting the glory days of New York's high-powered, high-profile ad people. And it was closely based on a gentleman named David Ogilvy, who's an ad person that I've studied in reading his book and his philosophies. Ogilvy's interesting. He was strictly an advertising guy, but he was skeptical of his own industry. He said 99% of advertising doesn't sell much of anything. And he disagreed with his competitors. He said it shouldn't be a form of entertainment, it should be a medium of info. And I see that influence for sure on Amazon and increasingly growing on e-commerce, where they give you reviews by customers and not all flattering reviews. This is interesting. The consumer isn't a moron, she's your wife. He also said it's not a moron, she's your girlfriend. Females, you can't fool them. They're sophisticated consumers. Men buy, females shop. I agree with this too. In the modern world, it's useless to be creative. Meaning, okay, you got everyone's attention. That was a great slogan. A clever monkey in a bathing suit, whatever, humor, sex, shock value, whatever you want to get to hook people in. Unless you can sell it, it's worthless. And I don't buy that. It builds up brand equity. It's not marketing, it's sales. And advertising is supposed to sell. So, he said don't lie to people, provide info, don't underestimate the female shopping skills. 99% doesn't do much of anything. And the bottom, it says it takes a big idea to attract a customer. But the big idea needs to be consistent. You need to stand for something where it's not just one time. Otherwise, it comes across as disingenuous. You got to be consistent and hammer home a point. So we'll look at advertising. I think you'll enjoy that part. There's some interesting books written, like Freakonomics, and then Malcolm Gladwell writes a similar genre of, they're not econ books, they're books about human behavior, but Gladwell wrote a chapter on this guy named Ron Popeil. I remember being a young guy, back when TV only had a few channels. In the summer, you'd come home late at night from a party or something, and you'd sit down to have a snack, and 2 in the morning, this guy would be on TV selling stuff, and I remember thinking, oh, you know what? Who's he trying to sell to? People up super late at night, people that have been drinking. But that was a false approach. He was selling to a specific target market, and I wasn't the target market, so he doesn't care who, my opinion. He was selling to particularly females, moms, people that cook. I was shocked when I read about Popeil. The guy was the best salesperson ever. He dreamed up the products, had them manufactured, thought up the slogans, the marketing campaigns, the payment programs, the colors, the distribution. He did it all. And he sold billions of dollars of rotisserie chicken spreaders and pasta makers and other products, as seen on TV, is really kind of his brainchild. Direct distribution, we're going to see more of it. Japanese Subway, I like this. You get off the train, you scan it, it shows up at your house. I think we'll see more of these products. I know there's been trucks in New York, in Chicago. You scan the outside of the truck, pet food, detergent, heavy stuff from Procter & Gamble show up at your apartment or townhouse. Cutco door-to-door steak knives, except not always. Kirby vacuum cleaners door-to-door. Places like Costco now have Cutco table set up, Ninja blenders. Direct selling and personal selling really work. I came home with this blender. So that's the topics we'll be exploring, and if interested, we will have an extra credit opportunity.